Evening and welcome to BackChat. I'm your host, Timba Madima. This evening we are chatting to Samkelo Radebe, or is it Radebe? Phenomenal Paralympian. He's achieved a lot of things. He's got an inspirational story to tell as well. So I'm 100% certain you guys will be encouraged and you will really enjoy this chat. So for those who are tuning in, good evening and welcome to BackChat, proudly hosted by Backtrack. Samkelo, I see you, brother. Good evening, everybody. Thanks for joining in. I'm just gonna send him a quick request. It says here Samkelo Radebe must upgrade their app in order to join. Samkelo, you need to update your app, brother, and then you can join. It seems like your app is in need of a quick update. So you can quickly do that and then we'll get going with the chat. So welcome everybody. Hope you guys are doing good. It is a Tuesday, which means, you know, we get to spend some time chatting to some of SA's top athletes, inspirational athletes that have achieved a lot of great feats. So we're just waiting for him to come on now and then we're going to get going. He just has to update. I see he's quickly updating it. Yeah, just do a quick update and then we can get going, brother. But for those of you who are watching, tomorrow is the beginning of the World Under-20 Championships, which are in Kenya. So the South African team have departed on Sunday. And you guys can watch the departure video we did with a few of the athletes. It's on our page, on our Instagram. Also, you can also see it on our Facebook or even here on Instagram or YouTube. So make sure to go to our YouTube, guys, subscribe, like, follow us, and as soon as we drop new videos and content, you guys can get it immediately. So welcome everybody. My name is Timba Madima, as I've said. Shout out to Andre Nivot, I see you. G Beastian, I see you. Crystal Lut, I see you. Mark Chandeviliers, welcome champ. Kutuano, Tabs Fitness, I see you. Camelia Ostersit, welcome. Wow, welcome to you as well. All right, we're just quickly waiting for Samkelo to update his app and then we're gonna get started. So let me do this. I think the best thing for me to do will be, let me quickly log off and then I will be back again in a few minutes. He should be done uploading his app and then we're gonna get going. Oh wait, oh here he is. Never mind, let's welcome everybody. Muhao Masha, I see you. Thanks for joining in. Kendra, I see you. TK, Muhao Masha. We got Camelia, I see you. All right, let's just give the man a chance to log in now. Your girl Pabi, I see you. SB Sway, I see you. Welcome, guys. Just waiting for Samkelo to quickly log on now. And then we're gonna start immediately. So if you guys have any questions or anything that you wanna ask, please feel free to do so. It's gonna be a very good chat, a powerful chat. I can guarantee you that. So stick around. Hey, my man.
Chief.
You're making me have to hold an empty plate here for people. People want to eat. They are hungry. They're in the line there. They've got empty plates and they're waiting for you.
You know, isn't as expose the age, yeah, Kone? I thought I was up to standard with, you know, the newest technology things, but yeah, this probably exposed my age. But otherwise, how are you?
I'm good, man. How are you doing, man? Thanks for joining us. It's an honor and a pleasure to have you here, man. And I know the people who are joining in and watching are gonna be inspired. I see Sishi's in here, Busiso Sishi. There's a few goats there. I don't understand. Is Sishi a farmer or is that directed towards you?
He's a goat farmer. Imbuzi, Kobolwai.
Imbuzi. But thanks for joining, man. He says,
Thank
Sishi
you
says
very
I
much.
must ask you. why he ate so much grass at UJ. What's that about?
Hi.
No comment.
Here's the truth, right? You spoke to Sishi some time ago, and he's got this goat beard, and he thought it was a sexy thing. So I always asked him, I'm like, Chief, you now decide to run on the track and then go on the field, eat some grass. You must get rid of this thing. So that's where that thing started.
Nah, at least we've got context now. Oh, the legend is in the building, Mr. Sean Bounds. Hurdles. So we had a chat with him also last week. I mean, phenomenal. But brother, before we get into many things, let me do an introduction so that those who are watching can know who we're chatting to. Ash, I feel like this intro is too short, man. There's so much more achievements. But, I'll tell you the truth. To find the information for Paralympic athletes is a bit harder. That's a fact. They only have like all these top performances. But anyways, let me get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, with us this evening we've got Samkelo Radebe. He is the World Championships 4x100-meter gold medalist, as well as the Paralympic Games 4x100-meter gold medalist, Commonwealth Games 100-meter silver medalist in the T46 category, and a world record holder. Do you guys still hold that record, or are the guys, have they moved it yet?
I know they moved it some years ago.
Yeah. But man, it's such an honor to have you here, man, and big up and shout out to you. Let me give you my proper welcome. Vuvuzela in the house.
Nazog, you must get a real vuvuzela, Chief. It's not that expensive, man.
Aye, man, but that thing, it'll expose people's phones. Your phone technology is not good. Next thing, things are cracking here.
Fair enough. But yeah, no, man, thanks for having me, and thanks to everyone as well watching at home.
Absolutely, man. It's definitely an honor. I see Geraldine Pillay is in the building. Jane Tipo is in here as well, from all the way from New Zealand. We've got TVM Bullet. Tawang is in here. So let's get started. Zandile Yaze, let me not forget her, and then Delfonto Abrams. Welcome to you. So thanks for joining, guys. So tell us, man. So obviously, let's start in the beginning. Track and field. How do you get introduced to track and field? Is this something you've always done? Were you always a runner, or how does this journey towards you seeing yourself at Paralympics begin? Let's just backtrack it to the beginning.
From the beginning, Temba, I've always been a sprinter. But you are quite young, so I don't know if in your days, Ama days, Ama 2000, if they did those school competitions, the lions, the cheetahs, the elephants, you compete against other schools. That's where I started in grade 1, all the way back, I think in 1995.
Yeah,
that's when I started sprinting, and it's something that I fell in love with, from day one. I tried middle distance. I hated it with all of my life, and I've got a lot of respect with for people that do it. So I did my my hundreds from there, 200 meters as well. And I remember as well, it was a school in Jablane in Soweto.
Yeah.
We would use the facilities Zase Doronkop. If you don't know what that is, it's a cemetery. Ematuneli. So there'd be like a paving there, and we'd use that road for competition. And it didn't actually click back then because it was exciting. It was a lot of people. So we would train there. Ask me to go there today, I'd be like, yo, so many dead people, never. But as a kid, it didn't matter at all. It was just a lot of fun, being there. Always having maybe one or two guys, that maybe beat you, you beat them, and it just made it exciting. Everyone wanted to watch that race where, Samkelo is in and maybe that other guy. That's where it all began for me. And I mean, all the way until varsity and Paralympics, I've been a sprinter.
I know you chose well, man. you know, most of us, we all started as sprinters, and then as soon as the gears, when we couldn't find that gear 6, is when we had to start, you know, reanalyzing where to here, you know. And you try the 4, then the gears, you can't get to gear 6. You try the 800-ish. So that's what happened with us, man. But I mean, I think especially now with Paralympics coming up, Paralympics starting on the 24th of 24th of August. You know, it's important that, you know, we also touch on this. We've had Shaul to throw it on. We've had Johnny Bravo also gave me a tongue lashing. He's like, "Hey, Munna, why isn't there Paralympic athletes here?" I was like, "Ish, brother, I hear you. We need to."
You must explain yourself.
So I explained myself publicly, you know, not in corners, you know. I did it publicly. I was like, "Hey, man, you know, my bad. We're gonna get more of these stories out, and it's important, you know." So Paralympics, it's a massive competition, pretty much parallel to Olympic Games, and obviously there's different categories. Can you maybe explain? I know you were T45, T46. Can you explain how these categories work with regards to how they categorize them, and also maybe you can also take us back to, you know, you were always a sprinter, but obviously there was an incident that happened that led to you, you know, having to do Paralympics, which I respect, man, because many people would have decided, sit at home and be like, you know what, it's not meant to be, but you've still found a way to keep pursuing your love for the sport and so on. So I think it would be good to just inform people about that as well.
Yeah, so I think those two aspects are obviously both quite detailed. So I think I'll put it back to you and say, pick your struggle. Which one do you want me to start with?
We can start with the reason you had to. When I say you had to choose Paralympic sport, you know, in your life due to what happened and the incidences that happened as a kid.
Yeah. So yeah, that was in 1998. Yeah, like every year I lose count. So I think it's 3 years now?
Yeah,
I think it was 23 years ago. Yeah, Chief, out there playing with my brother and a couple of friends. And yeah, so this guy, this one friend of mine, at his house, they had a smaller spaza shop, you know, main road, and they were selling veggies. So I mean, we'd go there and just chill with him, play soccer, and you know, sell when he sells. When there's no customers, we continue playing. And there was a time where there was an accident, you know, not too far from his spaza shop. And a vehicle caught fire, and then like, you know, totally burned and finished. Maybe a week later, I think we got tired of soccer, so we decided, hey, you see the remains of that vehicle there. You see there's a burnt tire. There's the coiled wire that makes up a tire. Maybe if we take that and throw it over the electric cables above, that might be a very good game. So we did that, and we took these coiled wires and we threw them over electric cables. The first person went. They couldn't even make it above the wires. The second one went, still didn't make it. I mean, I'm sitting there on the side. I'm like, amateurs. Hey, amateurs, these boys. I mean, how weak can you be? So I go there, and now it's my turn, and I take these coiled wires, you know, fix it up properly, and then I throw it over the electric cables, and it sort of goes over and then gets stuck on the cables, and then it uncoils all the way down. So for some reason, I had to then go and just pull it down for the next person to throw. And I grabbed those wires, then I got electrocuted on the spot, because they were still connected to the cables above, and they are a conductor of electricity. So then electrocuted by 11,000 volts of electricity. Chief, lights out. That's probably the first time I learned about load shedding. Like my mind just went load shedding out. And then I woke up in hospital. Like days later, I woke up in hospital. I was happy because like they got a very beautiful nurse to wake me up. So then I was happy. I was like, yo, hey, sister, yo, hey, this woman's beautiful.
Is this heaven?
And you know, white curtains and everything. You're like, yeah, I'm dead. Plus, when I woke up, well, I couldn't even move my head. I could only just move my eyes. So then I was like, yay, I think I got hit by a bus because I cannot move. And then, yeah, this lady gave me a nice milkshake. And then I asked what happened. And I was like, yeah, hey, you got electrocuted.
Yeah.
So I didn't understand because now my memory was wiped out all the way from when I was having lunch at home before I even went out to play with my friends. All of that totally wiped out to date. So yeah, then I was in hospital for 9 months. While I was there, they said to me, hey, dude, your hands are really badly damaged. We couldn't save them, but they do pose a threat from an infection point of view. You've just survived something that you shouldn't survive at the age of 9, but this will certainly kill you. So we need to amputate your hands to save your life.
Yeah.
So I went with that option because I still wanted to live. I was 9. I was like, yo, hey, the entire life, I must die now, never. So I was like, yeah, amputate. As hard as that choice was, but you know, I still chose life because I would still be alive and it was still me. Then they got amputated. Then 9 months later, out of hospital, life goes on for me. Went back to playing soccer. Went back to running. And yeah, I'm still living.
Yeah, man. Big ups, man. I think, you know, what you said there, you chose life. And I mean, if there's an example of a person who lived life and who's living life, I mean, you're that guy, you know, always always smiling, always positive. Obviously, we all have our days, but I mean, you always trying to motivate and give people, you know, hope and that type of thing. And I mean, that's why, like, when I think of Paralympians till today, you know, your name is still like one of the guys that is up there for South Africans. You know, your personality as well as your willingness to never give up. I mean, big ups, man, and so much respect for you for that. So now you get back. The guys are like, "Exit soccer. Are you still able to play?" Tell me about the transition and how does it come about that you decide, you know what, I still want to do this track and field thing? Because it must have come from a conversation, or did you even think it was going to be possible for you to still continue running? How does this come about? Yeah.
You see, Temba, I lost my hands. That was it. That's all I lost. And one of the funniest encounters, I mean, funny for me, but not for the poor person. So one of my friends, as far as he is concerned, he saw me die, you know, because I got electrocuted in front of him. There was smoke everywhere, and when you could see the adults got there, someone just decided to put a blanket over me. So that guy was like, yo, this one is gone.
Yeah.
He saw me for the first time when I got discharged from hospital. He lost it. He was screaming and he was crying, saying, but this is a ghost. I saw him die. This is a ghost. I'm like, yeah, but I don't have hands. So this is proof that I survived, you know.
Yeah.
He was like, no, Chief, you died. And he cried, and they had to get his parents and they had to calm him down. And then I realized that, you know what, this is what I need to get used to, because different people are going to respond and react differently when they see me. Some of them are going to laugh. Some are going to be scared. Some are going to be curious. Some of them are going to come straight up and ask me questions. This is my life going forward. You know, I just need to be mature and, you know, emotionally intelligent enough to be able to handle every single individual and how they behave towards me. That's a full-time job.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'll take it. You know, I'll take that job. So life continues, Gay. And for me, I couldn't wait to get out of hospital so that I can just continue being a kid. I was 9. So I still want to go back and play soccer and run. And at some point when I reach puberty, you know, have a girlfriend, you know, it was all part of my plan that when I get out of here, life goes on. So when I left hospital, I then went to you guys call it a special needs school. We call it a disabled school. So I went to a disabled school. And yeah, immediately when I got there, I saw that there were people much, much worse than me. You know, when you are even for a moment thinking this is the worst thing that could ever happen to a human being, and then you get to an environment where you find people that are much more disabled than you, and still capable of doing everything, you realize that, this is nothing actually. So I got back there, then I was a soccer star, most I had the speed, so I was now the striker. I was the striker, no one could catch me. Soccer continues, running continues, and then when I was 14, I think in 2013, I took part at my first national championships, and then I started winning medals and breaking South African records. And then I dropped soccer and I never looked back with athletics.
Ladies and gentlemen, Samkelo Radebe. Is it Radebe or is it Radebe? It's Radebe, ne?
Radebe.
Yeah, that's the one. Ladies and gentlemen, Samkelo Radebe. Man, you know, like I like what you said, especially about the emotional intelligence, you know, because for me, like, I don't know, not many people do these things. I know I personally believe there's, you know, you get the intelligence of the mind, being able to put concept, maths, science, thinking, you know, whatever. And then you get the physical intelligence. People don't understand that one as well. Physical intelligence is what Lionel Messi does with the ball, and you know what I mean? It's understanding your body, Usain Bolt, yourself, and many other sports athletes. They do things with their bodies that another human being cannot comprehend because they don't have the intellectual or they don't have the intelligence to handle that, you know, through their bodies. And then you've got emotional intelligence. You know, for me, that's the one that keeps things together, because you can have a superstar athlete who is got the let's call it intelligence of understanding the game, right? Number one, and then physical intelligence of being able to do things with their body. But emotional intelligence sometimes not being able to apply that, and you find superstar athlete, no discipline, goes missing when whatever, blah blah blah. So when you said that, I was like, Kling! Because that's exactly, and I mean, it's at a young age, you have to apply that literally for every human being that you're gonna encounter. You don't have to do this. You're 9 years old, you know what I mean? But all of a sudden, here's this thing put onto you. And it is what it is. You gotta wear it, and you applied it to get to your goals and your dreams in life. You know.
Yeah. Look, when I talk about the simplicity of thing to have that level of intelligence means that you are gonna stay at home and never out to the world because you can't handle it.
Yeah.
You know, you can never control the next person.
Never.
You can control how you feel and how you react to that next person.
Yeah.
So that at a very early age, because I wanted to go out there and be in the world, but I am different. And I'm not even like one of those, you know, like, you know, God blesses people differently. Some people have disabilities that are invisible. You know, if you've spoken to Charles du Toit, I always tease him, and I say to him, you guys have the type of disability where we say spot the disability. Because it's not that visible, it's not that obvious. It's only when you pay attention to detail do you realize that, oh, but the left hand is slightly thinner than.
Yeah.
They've got those disabilities. Me, I have no choice, Chief. When I step out, the first thing you see, there's no hands.
Yeah.
I can't hide it. So there's no spot that disability here, but it's like, hey, spot this guy. Bazali spot him. So when I'm out there, it's like it's me against the world, or it's what the world against me. I have to go there and just live my life the way I want to. And appreciate Gucci. I don't work hard for attention.
Come on.
I don't. I was at the supermarket yesterday, and a kid saw me when they were there with their parent. That kid followed me through the aisles trying to show mommy, to say, mommy, look at this guy. He doesn't have hands. This is normal. Imagine me running away from that type of life. People must stop making children for me to be comfortable in the world.
Yeah.
Or I can just sort of walk, and then when I see the mom is not looking, and be like, you went, so clap, you know. But you deal with it, you manage people, and you accommodate people as well. And
yeah,
it's a very interesting life, I tell you. Very outside of sports, just generally, just being disabled, being me, very interesting, very intriguing. Children are very honest. Adults are full of nonsense. It is what it is. Kids, if they're brave enough, they'll walk up to you and be like, "Where are your hands? Where are they? Where?" I was like, "No, they're in the boot of my car. Where's your car? Let's go. Wait, so you can take your hands off? Yeah, no, I take them off. Can I take mine off? No, you must ask your parents." These are kids. It's fun. Adults think they're smart. They come to you and like, imagine 23 years of my life. Can I ask you a personal question? I don't mean to be forward, but like, it's just, and I don't mean to offend you. Imagine 23 years of hearing that. I know exactly where this is going. But I must accommodate you because, I don't know, I take it that it's more beneficial for you than it is for me. So I accommodate, my man. It's a good life.
No, man, I think your personality, man, that's what I'm saying. Like you don't back down for anything, and I mean, you're always up for the challenge. So let's move on now, right? So obviously, you went to a school with kids that have disabilities, as you would say, and thereon you see, okay, you know what, actually, I'm at a place where I can still use my talents, I can still use my gifts. You went to your first nationals, you mentioned that. So the journey towards like being one of the best sprinters in South Africa, how does that look? National colors, trials. Maybe there's somebody here who has a child, who's a child is maybe they want to do the sport, but they don't know where to start. I mean, there's so many examples of great sportsmen from South Africa. We're very privileged in South Africa that, we've seen you guys win medals and you've made us proud, all the way from Olympics to breaking world records to 100, 200, 400, Oscar Pistorius, yourself, Charles du Toit, the Langermans. It's just so many, so many. Jonathan, Andrew Ney, and the list goes on. How does that journey begin? How does it look? I know that you do have your championships and so on, but how does it look?
Yeah. So after my first nationals, this is where I realized that I can actually make a name for myself. I can challenge myself, and I can challenge other people as well. Yeah. And I can have a great story to tell. So I then went to my second nationals, 2004. That's when actually I first saw Oscar Pistorius, you know, and then he was there like fumbling and being unstable, unable to stand still, very typical of double leg amputees. They can't stand still. Then the man goes to Athens and then breaks world records. Following year, 2005, I see him again at nationals, you know. Plus at the time, yes, I wasn't maybe that focused. I was trying to be like a local hero, you know, that guy that runs and brings medals and stuff. So when he was now breaking world records, then I was like, maybe this is not just for him. This could also be for me, you know?
Yeah.
And I saw him at nationals and I had a chat with him, you know, and I was like, hey man, you made us proud, you know, you ran so well at the Paralympics last year, well done. And he said to me, yeah, no, thank you. It means so much to me. I've been seeing you run, you know, over the years, and you're very fast. So if you work hard, you can also get to the same level.
Yeah.
So there I was thinking to myself, is this guy just saying something that is scripted, or does he actually mean it?
Yeah.
But I was like, I am fast. So no, this is not scripted. I'm now actually going to start working hard, because now I've got my sights set on Paralympics.
Yeah.
And I can tell you, Guti, the following year, in 2006, I was still young, you know, fresh blood there, hot blood. I took part in 8 different events at national championships. Yeah, I was a beast. I was a proper beast. I did 100, 200, 400, 800, long jump, high jump, and I did 3 events in cycling.
Yo.
All of that was done in a space of 5 days.
Yo.
Out of all of those events, I won 8 gold medals.
Yo.
I broke 5 South African records for both track and field. And then I got awarded Sports Person of the Year at Nationals.
Yeah.
So it was Junior Sports Person of the Year at Nationals that year. And then that's when I believed that hard work actually pays off, because from the previous nationals, I was told by Oscar that if you work hard, you can also get to this level. So I did, and it yielded those amazing results. And just like that, I then made it, got national colors. I was now, you know, representing South Africa. And then I was like, yeah, I'm going to work even harder. Then I finished matric, and then I went to varsity. And then, then Paralympics, 2008 Paralympics were in Beijing, and I had my sights set on that. I qualified, and then I had stress fractures 2008. So then I was out for the rest of the year. But again, I qualified. Yeah. Because I worked hard. So then I was like, maybe we need a different plan for London 2012. But I now am a believer in the fact that when you work hard, you can actually achieve your dreams. But along the way, you find obstacles. So you need to start working smart. So it's not just hard work, but now you need to be smart in how you do it. And that happened. Along the way, we had junior world championships. We've got games called IWAS, which is International Wheelchair and Amputee Sports. I took part in those, took gold medals, and, you know, I was nailing it. All these other amputees were calling me daddy, chief. I was like, hey, who's your daddy? You were, nah, I'm here. And so that went well. We did Commonwealth Games in Delhi 2010. Amazing experience, because then we got to be part of the able-bodied team, which was actually pretty awesome. Got a silver there. Did world champs. The following year, we got a gold in the relay. And then the major one in 2012. Then we got a gold as well in the relay, which again, it was unfortunate. I tore my hamstring maybe 5 days before that relay.
Yeah.
But Chief, when we were there, I tore my hamstring, and then I was told that we can't risk it for the team. I mean, what if you can't even complete 50 meters? Then the entire country is going to be affected because of you. And I had to make a decision as well. Am I going to stay out of the relay and just continue with my 100 meters? But I mean, the extent of the injury was such that I only had one race left in me. So if I run the 100-meter heats, then that's it.
Over, yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, I'll take my chances with the relay. I've got 100 meters in me, and I will. I mean, come on. I couldn't participate in 2008 because of an injury. I was in excellent shape, and now I got injured at the games. I've got 100-meter race left in me, and I'll give it to the relay. And give it, I did. And very happy, Uguti. I gave my contribution, and we broke the world record. We got that gold medal. And then for the fun of it, the next day I went on to run my 100-meter heats. I even came last. I was there like, hey, when you're pulling that leg that is now stiff, it doesn't want to move. I'm like, I will run that 100-meter race at Paralympics because I'm already here. I've already got my goal. You know, so a journey to Paralympics has been a very difficult one, you know, filled with injuries as well. And these are problems that you don't have. And by you, I mean you and a lot of able-bodied athletes don't have. Because as a disabled athlete, the biomechanics, my biomechanics don't work the same as an able-bodied sprinter. So if I pull my hamstring or and this is the price you pay for being disabled. And when you become faster as well, which I was getting faster, and every time I did, it's like my brain is like, what is your body doing? So my brain would have to adjust to how quickly my arms are now moving compared to my legs, and it was none of it was natural because you're not supposed to be running this fast without hands. So you're bound to get injured because your body's all over the place. So I was always there, getting better, getting faster, getting injured. And then getting better, getting faster, getting injured, until the brain learns that, okay, this is now how we run because we figured a new method to strengthen you. It's a lot of work. I'm telling you, being disabled is hard. Yo.
My brother, I'll take your word for it. And I think that's why we got so much, you know, respect for the Paralympic Games. You know, like it's unfortunate, just like with many of the sports, is that it's only when it's Paralympics or Olympics that we realize that there's so many other types of sports as well. And, you know, and that's why I think it's so important to hear about the story behind, you know, Paralympic Games and, you know, being a Paralympian as well, because I don't think no able-bodied person will never understand. Doesn't matter how much you think you know or understand, you'll never understand. Nobody's been in your shoes. But I mean, you're quick, man. I don't know. I wouldn't have liked to race you in 100. You would have really annoyed me if you were to beat me. But maybe we'll have to wake this race up one day and see if you can clean up your spikes, and then we do a 100-meter challenge.
Yeah, there's gonna have to be a very big incentive for me to do that. I know. It gets harder with age.
Yeah, for sure.
but I'll still beat you anyway. So yeah, just so you know.
No comment, no comment. So my brother, I think we're gonna wrap it up soon, yeah. But I just want, with regards to the Paralympics coming up, is there anything you're looking forward to? I don't know how much involved in watching the sport are you still? And what are you looking forward to? Maybe let's just wrap up with that, and then yeah, we'll be close to done.
Yeah. So we've got a couple of new athletes that I'm looking forward to, particularly track and field.
Yeah.
There's a young lady, I think she's 16 this year, Simone, who's been smashing the African records and world record recently.
Yeah.
On the
throws,
disc.
yeah?
Yeah. So she's amazing. She's great talent.
Yeah.
I'm hopeful that she will get a podium finish. There's a young star by the name of Puseletso as well, who's also pretty fast and
Yeah.
done exceptionally well Guma Junior World Championships. So now he's made the team at a young age, so brilliant. And then I think then they are the special ones, and I call them special because I started out, or well, maybe some of them found me in the sport, but like your child towards Diane Bass, Andrew Nays, Rena Taman, who's the javelin thrower. Yeah, he sort of came after me, but like we were at the same games in London with that group, and I believe that these Paralympics are their last Paralympics. So I'm very hopeful that they are going to leave with a bang. Yeah, so the young talent, I hope they do exceptionally well because I mean they are worthy. They are really the best in the world. Yes, Abontando Mahlangu are there, so he should easily get that 200-meter gold medal.
Yeah.
But yeah, funny enough, no legs, and he still wants to jump and do long jump. Some of these kids don't listen, but anyway, you leave them and let them jump. So I'm not too worried about his track medal. I just want to see how well he's gonna do on the long jump. But we've got swimming as well, which didn't really do much at the previous Paralympics. So hoping that they come back and actually deliver. There's equestrian as well. So I think all in all, I'm at least expecting a minimum of 12 medals.
Wow.
Minimum. I mean, we had 17 in Rio, so yeah. I know the team is a bit smaller, but the quality is still quite good. Yeah. Very, very strong team. But if I can briefly answer the other question that you asked earlier. So with the classification, so you have like your T and your F, so that's track and field. The earlier numbers like your T11, T13, that's the visually impaired. So that's your Jonathans, your Hiltons. So the higher the number, the more or the less severe it is. So T11, we are born. T13, it gets a bit difficult. And then you get your T and F, let's say 33 to 38. That's your cerebral palsy. And again, the earlier numbers like the T34s, T35s, they are quite severe. And then T37 and T38 are more spot the disability. So your shouldertoids and the Diane Bass, where you're not too sure, but like the disability is there when you pay attention. The amputees where I used to be was 42 to 46. So they would class it based on single hand amputee, double hand amputee, single leg or double leg amputee, below the knees or above the knees. And so now they've moved that to T60. So Boma 61 and up to 64, I think, is now the the leg amputees, and then the wheelchair guys are in the T50s. So yeah, that's track and field, and then yeah, I don't swim, so yeah, then the swimming. I don't know how it works with equestrian as well. So
now big ups. I think that's such cool information. I think for many people, they're wondering what are those numbers and what do they represent. But I mean, as you said, it's a classification for different ability or disability. So yeah, thanks for that. To wrap it up now, let's wrap it up proper. A message to the guys who are going up to the Paralympics, and a message to there's kids out there, maybe young athletes, not even, maybe some of them are not even that young, but they've got the ability to run, jump, swim, whatever it is, even though they might be disabled or limited in their ability to move, etc. What advice do you give to them, man?
So let's start with let's say the kids or anyone out there watching with the talent to do whatever. I suppose that will make them feel Wuti have achieved some great things in life. I think the first and most important thing is to identify your talent. You know, so I would definitely advise them to not be like a Temba, who then does 100 and then 200 and then, you know, identify your strengths, know what you're really good at. Otherwise, you're going to spend a lot of time wasting a lot of years trying to find what you think might work. No, just really know what makes you the happiest. Where do you feel, Guti, you excel and you're able to give your best? Once you find, and I think this is our general advice even, once you find that, you stick with it. And then you work hard. And then you work smart. And then you inform yourself. Because Temba, as you would know, we can say, yeah, you must work hard and you must work smart. But there's so much that goes into like the 6 packs that you guys have. And I don't have it anymore. I'm older. There's the diet, you know. And diet isn't just about eating healthy, Temba. When do you eat before training? What do you eat before training? After training? And so inform yourself with that sport. Like learn as much as you can about how you can optimally train, how you can optimally perform, whether it's a talent that isn't sports related, but inform yourself. Learn about it, and you can quickly improve and actually be better. Instead of learning from your own mistakes, you can learn from other people's mistakes. Valuable lessons that come from that. Then I think you should be well on your way to achieving your goals. You know, that hard work, that focus, information. And then to the guys going to the Paralympics, the ladies and gentlemen, I think from my side, really a message would be that, guys, we know it's been a hard 2 years. You know, I interviewed most of the team members going to Paralympics, and I know the struggles that they went through. Some fell into depression when the Paralympics were postponed last year. So I know it has been a very, very difficult 2 years. I know that we've had probably the worst lockdown in the whole world, where they not even go and train and go to the facilities. But with all of that said, this is our life as people with disabilities. It is filled with encounters and challenges on a daily basis, and we always overcome it. This is one that affected the rest of the world, but I think we, more than anyone, are accustomed to dealing with challenges. So take this last 2 years and all its problems into your stride. Go into those games and deliver the best performance that you can ever give.
Come on.
Because you are capable. That's my message.
Ladies and gentlemen, I told you, the man is in the house. He goes by the name of Samkelo Radebe, a true inspirational man, You know, like if a person, you're the type of person people need around, you know, because I'm telling you, no matter what, I know you always have, no matter how low or how empty you might be at times, you always have a word of inspiration, a word of power. And I mean, I can look up to that, and I can, you know, that's something that I really value. I knew it before the chat. I just wanted the people to see it as well, because I've followed your journey for a very long time, man, believe it or not. And to see what you've done, I mean, even now, family, marriage, you did your law, you got the degree. We didn't even touch on all this stuff. But I mean,
not even enough time, man. No, not even enough time for that. But yeah, family life, I think, is the hardest and most interesting one at the moment. We've got a 7-month-old daughter who thinks she's the one that got the bond for the house we live in and buys the groceries, and she's just running our lives. And it's just one of those things where I'm like, but you know, do you know who I am? You know, when you try and say that to your child, like, but do you know there are some people out there that appreciate me? I need to beg you to eat your own food. This is life now.
It's
beautiful.
family. It's family life. But brother, thanks so much for your time, man. Really appreciate it. And yeah, we're gonna have to continue this conversation. What I'll do is when the Paralympic Games get going, we'll try to bring you in to give us some updates on how things are going, results, that type of thing, medal hauls, etc. So yeah, keep yourself open. I won't bring you not too often. I'll bring you once. Yeah, I know you're a busy man. But I really appreciate your time, man. I appreciate you coming out and spending time with us. It went longer than usual, but I think nobody will complain about the quality of message they received here. So thanks a lot for that.
Thank you so much, Temba, for having me. And again, everyone that tuned in as well, and to everyone that will watch this once it's uploaded as well. Thank you very much. We'll speak during Paralympics.
Absolutely. Mimi, thank you for always supporting and watching. Nkati M, thank you for that. She says, may you continue to inspire people with your story. I, for one, am encouraged. Take care, brother. Have a good evening. And yeah,
thank you very much
for your time, and we'll chat soon.
Perfect. Cheers to you and everyone.
Absolutely. Sharp, sharp. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it straight from Samkelo Radebe. I hope you guys learned something. You know, end of the day, it's always good to hear other people's stories, to share this information, and then we can all just become better people. So for me, Tama Madima, have a good evening, take care, and God bless. Nda.